program are those of the participants and do not necessarily reflect the views of KLEK 102.5 FM, the voice of Arkansas Minority Advocacy Council, or our underwriters or sponsors.
Good morning, everyone out there, and happy Friday. You're tuned into Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM. I'm your host for today, Quabila Harden, along with Miss Micah Simone.
Good morning, everybody.
And our very special guest today is Mr. Famous Taylor. Good morning.
Good morning.
Or Famous G. Taylor. He is the founder and president of the Scarlet Chess Club. Now, it started at Arkansas State University when he was a student, but I'm going to let him tell you more of the background. And today is going to be a short show, so we're going to try to get a lot of information in this first segment. So without further ado, go ahead, Mr. Taylor. Introduce yourself, please.
Well, my name is Famous Taylor. I'm a resident of Jonesboro. Been here all my life. But as to the chess club, I started at ASU in either the latter part of 2006 or early 2007 as a student at ASU. Professor Gregory Hansen helped me with getting it started. He and I had him for a class, and we had a story that we had to do for and write a paper on, which had a game of chess involved in the story.
Okay.
So with that, he and I talked about the game of chess and found out we both were mutual players.
Oh, wow.
So we got together, played a few games, and he asked me, so, well, do you have anybody else you play with? I said, no, not at the time, just me and my brother.
Okay.
So he said, well, why don't you start a chess club? There's another professor on campus that likes to play, and he's tried to start a club, but he couldn't get any traction with starting the club.
Okay.
So at this time, I said, okay, cool, sounds like a winner. So I tried to find that professor, couldn't locate him at all. I mean, after about a month, I said, you know what, I'll do it myself.
Okay.
So at that time, I started the Scarlet Chess Club at ASU.
So why did you name it Scarlet?
Well, at the time, ASU was going through a transition to changing the name from the Indians to something else.
Okay.
And the Scarlet was one of the names on the list.
Oh.
So I looked at the list of names and I was like, well, you know, I like this name better, Scarlet. So I chose that name in hopes that, you know, we'd have been the ASU Scarlets.
Okay.
But it didn't work out, you know. As the story goes, we're the Red Wolves. So.
Now, isn't Scarlet, though, the name of the female Red Wolf?
Yes.
So have you used her to kind of help promote?
No, they stole our name.
Oh, no.
But that's okay. That's okay.
Okay. All right. So tell us, how did you get into playing chess, though? Like, what sparked your interest?
That's a long story.
Well,
I don't know if 20 minutes will cover that.
Can you give us a Cliff Notes version?
Yeah, I'll condense it. In the 7th grade, I was going to MacArthur Junior High.
Okay.
And they had the intramural, extramural sports activities. And this particular day was our extramurals, where we had to be inside to practice or work on our socialization skills.
Okay.
A friend of mine and I, we were sitting around watching everybody else play other board games, Stratego, Sorry, Life, and all this other stuff, and we didn't want to play those games. So we pulled out a checkerboard, which was a chess combination board.
Okay.
And he asked me, said, you know how to play chess? I said, no. Do you know how to play chess? He said, nope. So that was basic instructions of chess inside the box lid.
Okay.
So he and I read those instructions and taught ourselves essentially how to play chess.
That's amazing.
And I was 12, and I've been playing chess ever since.
Okay. So do you try to teach it to every other young individual, your family, your children, and anybody you come in contact with?
All of my children are familiar with the game of chess. I've even tried to teach it to my grandchildren. I have some that are interested, then I have some that rather do other stuff. So, but kids are kids.
Do you feel that with chess, though, and I've heard other people talk about, it's deeper than just moving pieces across the board? You learn some almost life skills, like how to strategize.
Absolutely. Chess is a game of life.
Okay.
I look at it from this perspective. Not only does it teach you about life, it teaches you how to do critical thinking. It teaches you how to do problem solving. It teaches you how to think before you act. Chess teaches you a lot of different things.
Okay.
You know, it teaches you how to plan, teaches you planning, strategies. And if you take all the lessons that you can learn from chess and make them applicable to your life, then, you know, life should run a little smoother.
Okay.
But life is just like chess, it's unpredictable.
Yes.
Because, you may think you have the game won, then all of a sudden you get that monkey wrench thrown in there. It's like you're back to square one.
Now you got to come up with a new plan, re-strategize, and try to find another move, another path to go.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And so that's why a lot of times, they compare chess to life. It's a game of life.
Now, from the individuals that you have encountered, and have you seen a change in their attitude, their thought process, from the beginning of them playing chess, learning learning how to move the pieces across the board, to the point where they become ready for, say, a competition or, to play with multiple people? Have you seen a change in them?
Absolutely. A lot of times if I'm training someone from day one to present, my gauge to determine whether or not they're ready for a competition or something to that effect is that, can they beat me?
Okay. Wow.
Now, if they beat me, then yes, I believe that they're ready for the competition. But if not, then, it's not back to square one, but we may have to go back a few steps, work on openings, work on middle game, work on checkmating strategies, work on end game strategies. There's a lot of different aspects to the game of chess that you have to develop in order to get to that point.
Okay.
For myself, one thing that I'm working on now is centralized board control. And I've been playing chess for 40 years, and these are still aspects of the game that I have not mastered or conquered just yet. So there's always a learning curve or a learning process in the game of chess.
Okay.
Since it does involve a lot of critical thinking and strategizing, do you feel as if the game of chess could possibly help with, learning disabilities?
Absolutely, I do. My ultimate goal with the chess club is to establish a scholastic program for kids. I was doing a program at a couple of schools at Math and Science and Micro Society. But however, when I got a new job and had to move away, essentially, I couldn't do that anymore. But my ultimate goal is to have my own facility, to have my own chess club here, where I can have those type of lessons for the children. So,
is that available, say, for instance, for children around the community that want to possibly participate in a couple Scarlet training programs?
Absolutely. Like I said again, that was my ultimate goal. Mm-hmm. I would like to try to do something similar to the Scholastic and Chess Club in St. Louis, where they have actual classes on chess for kids on a regular basis. Mm-hmm. And I would love to do something like that here in Jonesboro. However, funding, support, financial investment, sponsorships, all of those things will have to come into effect because, not like the guy in St. Louis, I'm not a millionaire, so I can't front the whole thing myself. But, there's a lot of potential with chess. If we can get our footing in correctly, get on the right path in the right direction with the right sponsors, with the right investors, there's a lot we can accomplish with chess here in Jonesboro, Northeast Arkansas area.
So right now, as it stands, is your club, are you nonprofit or are you private owned,
Well, right now, my objective is to become a nonprofit.
Okay.
But right now it's just a public club.
Okay, so people just pay. I was looking at your website and there's certain fees for different things.
Right.
So we'll talk, if anyone wants to know more information, we'll make sure to get them the web address on our Facebook live stream, but it is www.scarletchessclub.weebly.com. So you can go there and look for more information and list all of your prices based on whatever the person is interested in.
Exactly.
There's also some cool products there you can check out as well. And then I want to talk about a press release that I ran across. You're going to be doing some things with Arkansas still, even though you're not a student anymore. You're still going to be doing some things with Arkansas State, and you actually, I see some people actually won, or some students won in a chess club open tournament.
Yes, ma'am. We sponsor a couple of tournaments on campus 2 or 3 times a year. Those are nonprofit tournaments because they're free to students and the public, and it's just to help bring awareness of chess in this area.
Okay, so what do you have going on? These stories, I apologize, are from 2015 and then 2016. What do you have for 2017?
Well, Our focus right now is our 10th anniversary chess tournament, which will be June 9th through the 11th.
Okay.
Excuse me. With that tournament, there's a $5,000 guaranteed prize fund, and the prize ranges for first place in the Open is $750 to the first place in the under 1200, which I believe is $250.
Oh, wow, that's wonderful. So everyone, get your chessboards out. I was talking to the Dante and Micah earlier. I don't even know what all of the pieces. I don't even know how to make the first move. So I don't know. You might have to teach me some things.
Well, it's not difficult to learn chess, but pertaining to the tournament, though, in order to participate, you have to have a USCF membership,
Okay.
and that's a U.S. Chess Federation membership.
Oh, wow.
If anybody was interested, they could go to uschess.org and apply for a membership on there. I mean, it's well worth it.
Okay.
Right now, if I'm not mistaken, my rating on the USCF is roughly 1,400, give or take a few.
Wow. All right. And I'm seeing that you also host regular meetings
Yes,
at
ma'am.
Panera Bread and the Edge Coffee House. So are you having a meeting tonight at 5 o'clock?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So tonight, which is Friday, at Panera Bread, 5 p.m., the Scarlet Chess Club will meet. So what can people expect when they come to the meeting?
To play chess.
Okay, so you just play and socialize and...
Right. Typically at a meeting, we have our advanced players that come to play. Then we also have our intermediate players that come to play. And then there are sometimes kids or adults that don't know how to play chess come to learn.
Okay.
So most of the time, we're just playing and teaching chess. We're socializing, having conversation, talking about a lot of different stuff. And seeing that it's at Panera, sometimes we'll eat and play. And on Saturday mornings at the Edge Coffee House, we eat breakfast, play chess, talk trash. We just enjoy our morning.
I would love to hear some of the trash talk, chess trash.
It's crazy.
I want to ask this: do you feel, some people may say, "Well, I'm not a nerd. I'm not. That's a nerd's game, or that's for people that are highly intelligent or whatever." What would you say to people like that?
Well, that's usually the misconception, but anybody can play chess. The youngest member that I've had, she started when she was actually about 2, getting ready to turn 3 years old. And Lady played chess with us for 7 or 8 years.
Oh, wow.
Unfortunately, she and her mom had to move away. But, she was, when I was telling earlier about gauging the ability of a person based on whether or not they could beat me, if she had the killer instinct that that you need for chess, then she would have been able to beat me at the age of 4 or 5.
Wow.
'Cause I've seen her set up strategies and defenses that was just astounding.
Oh, wow.
So I sit back and look like, and I get a friend of mine, Jimmy, I say, "Dude, look." And he look at the board and be like, "Wow." And she was only like maybe 4 or 5 years old, but she didn't have that killer instinct, and she wasn't looking in the depths of destroying my enemy. She was looking at, I'm trying to have fun.
Okay.
I want to see what I can do instead of doing what she see.
Okay,
So.
I understand. We have a Facebook shout out. We are streaming live on Facebook, so please drop us your messages, comments, or questions from Miss Helen Scott, who is a big supporter. Hey, and his chess club were a big help with my children's chess abilities. In case I missed it, where are they meeting now? Miss Helen, I don't know if you heard us, they're meeting at Panera Bread tonight at 5, the Edge Coffee House at 10 a.m. tomorrow, and Sunday at Panera's at 5. But I'll make sure to post this information on this live stream so people can make sure they have it. All right, so
Just a question. What do you feel as if is the most important piece or most powerful piece on the board?
That's a hard question. It just depends. However, the most powerful piece on the board is essentially the queen, as far as maneuverability, because the queen moves in 3 different directions. She can move horizontally and vertically, and she can also move diagonally.
okay.
But you can also look at the knight, because the knight has the ability to jump over pieces. You can also use the bishops. They stay on the diagonals, but they are the long range, more or less the snipers of the game. And then you can look at the rooks, which only move horizontal and vertically. You know, they're okay, but all of those pieces are limited. You know, even with the queen, she's limited, although she has multiple ways she can move. Now, the most important board piece on the board is the king, because if your king is captured, your game is over. Depending on how you look at it from the perspective of the king-queen aspect, I would say that although the queen is the most powerful piece on the board, the king is actually the ultimate piece on the board, because he's like, I'm like the king when I'm playing, and I'm the one that's directing everything else how to go. So I would say the king is the ultimate piece on the board, because that's the opponent's objective, is to capture your king.
Wow, and just in that little bit of time, you've shown me how each of those pieces do relate to different aspects of your life.
Absolutely.
The different challenges you may face and the different people that are in your life, and how you need to protect one part. Just say the queen is the mother of the house.
Right.
She has to be protected. Many people know the women run the house sometimes, most cases.
I'm going to drink my coffee on that.
Well, I'm a mother. Anyway, so.
I agree. I agree.
But at the same
understand.
time, but the man is still the head of the house, or should be the head.
Okay,
Long story short,
that works. That works.
different pieces can represent different people and
Absolutely.
entities in your life, and
Right.
so wow.
So
Because-
is it true? I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
Is it true that the game was modeled after I guess times of war?
Yes. Chess, to my understanding of what I researched, was not initially a game, but a developmental tool to help generals and captains teach their armies how to maneuver during war and combat.
Okay.
So they will put the pieces on the board on a little grid and say, okay, if I'm here and they're there, how can we get around these positions?
Wonderful.
So that's basically where it was developed from. There are many theories and recollections on where and how chess was developed and when. But there are, ancient relics that has chess on pictograms and sarcophaguses and pyramids that date back to the early somethings.
Like in the hundreds versus the thousands.
Right,
Okay.
way. I mean, even I guess around the 200 or 300 BC. So chess has been around forever, infinitely. So
That's wonderful.
yeah.
All right, so in the last moments that we have here, any other there was one student I saw in an email that was said that you're going to be highlighting a particular student. Let's see, Lady Zena.
Ziana.
Ziana, I'm so
Yes,
sorry.
that's the young lady that I was talking about.
Okay.
That I mean, she's a remarkable young lady. She started. How old is Lady now? She should be around 9 or 10 years old, and she should be around about a sophomore in college.
Oh wow.
Right. She should be graduating high school this year,
Okay.
and then she should be embarking on her full college education. Like I said, she should be around about a sophomore in college now.
Oh my.
So I mean, she's a remarkable young lady.
So let me get this straight. She's in college, but she's about to graduate high school.
She's taking
And
AP courses.
she's 9 or 10.
She's 9 or 10 right now.
Yes.
So she's taking college and high school classes when she's still at the elementary age.
Yes.
Does she speak any languages?
She speaks several languages.
Oh, wow.
I think she speaks at least 4 different languages. If I'm remembering correctly, she was actually learning to play like 4 or 5 different instruments at the same time. Along with that, she was learning chess and several other things she was doing. So,
Wow.
like I said, you know, she's a
Is she still
remarkable.
here?
No, she and her mom moved off. So,
Oh, I was like, we need
Well-
to get her on the show.
I know that's
right.
right.
Arkansas didn't offer the educational opportunities that she needed to advance, so
Okay.
they had to find a place where she can advance at what she was doing. So
That's wonderful. Now I guess that's a slap in Arkansas face. We need to step up to the plate.
correctly,
Alrighty.
absolutely.
Alrighty. Miss Helen asked, what about collaborating with the public library?
Well, we the library did have a program, but the lady that was doing the program for the library, she retired or didn't want to do it anymore. I'm not quite sure which one. However, there were things in place for us to work with the library. But again, as I said, once I moved away to Brinkley for work,
Okay.
a lot of stuff got put on hold. And then the guy that was actually filling in for the library, he also got a job with the same company that I work for, and he was taken out of the picture as well. So.
Alrighty. All right, well, Mr. Famous, Mr. Taylor, we're going to have you come back again. We still have like 2 minutes, so we're going to use this time to just wrap up any announcements or anything that you feel like we might have missed. Stress how important learning chess is. I would love to see this game taught to inner city kids or in our areas, the urban, what we call the urban areas. I think that it would help a lot of children reframe their mindsets. Right.
Well, I've announced this years ago at several churches in the neighborhood or in the area about the chess club. I would love to see more of the youth involved. I've also spoke with City Youth Ministries. I haven't gotten around to speaking with them again, but I had spoke with Renelle Woods about doing a program up there. I spoke with the young lady that runs the facility, or she was program director or something for City Youth. I had spoke with her, but I haven't had an opportunity to get back with any of these guys just yet to establish a program. But before I get off here, I'd like to do a shout out and thank a few people for helping me with the chess club. Dr. Gregory Hansen, which is a professor out of ASU, Zachariah Carlson, which is a good friend of mine. He also helps teachers, and had it not been for these two guys, the chess club probably wouldn't exist. I like to thank a guy named Jimmy Upton, which is my nemesis on the chessboard. You know, it seems like when I got Jimmy beat, he's always pulling something out of his hat, you know, and then he wants to laugh about it, you know. I'd like to shout out posthumously to Harold Kafka. He recently passed away, but he was an integral part of our chess club as well. Harold was an old school chess player, and he learned from several masters back in the day. I also want to shout out Andy's Frozen Custard. They helped us with securing our facility for the chess tournament.
That is wonderful.
So I don't want to leave them out. I mean, I can go on and on with folks that have helped support the chess tournament.
We got 15 seconds.
Well, anyway, I just like to thank everybody for helping. That has helped. Everybody for coming out. That has came out. But however, if you guys want to learn the game of chess, it's real simple. Just come on out, put forth an effort, and we got you.
Thank you for listening to Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM, a program focusing on the people working to make the Jonesboro community a better place while offering viewpoints from all sides of the issues. The views expressed in this